was attributed to Peter. Peter was the head disciple, the head apostle. Show them what you got out.
Acts 5, verse 16.
Yes.
There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem,
Right.
bringing sick folks, and them which were vexed with unclean spirits.
Right.
And they were healed every one.
Everyone was here. Read it.
Then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation.
Indignation, big time. Leave that. Come back to Galations. That's how Peter, how you feeling? Peter was the apostle to the Jews, to the circumcision, to the so-called Negroes, Muslims, and Puerto Ricans. But Paul was the apostle to the Gentiles, or to the heathen, to all other nations that inhabit the earth. That's how it went. So the example here now, you got Colossians. What you call it? Timothy what? 5:21. Give me that.
1 Timothy 5 and 21.
Right.
I charge thee before the Most High, and the Lord Yahushua Christ,
Right.
and the elect,
Right.
angels, that thou observe these things without preferring one before another.
That you observe this vibration. You observe this Bible. You suck it up. And you don't prefer one before another. Everything that the Bible says, you got to get into this thing, man. You got to accept the whole vibration. You can't come across with, I don't like this part, I don't like that part. Oh no, we don't deal with that part. We don't deal with this part. Only they have nothing to do. Only they do nothing to do with the old. That makes you a liar and a hypocrite, man. That makes you a liar and a hypocrite. Either you deal with the Bible or you don't. Either you deal with Christ or you don't. Walk straight through. It's alright. Show them what you got out.
Doing nothing by partiality.
Read it. Top.
1 Timothy.
Alright. Come on.
1 Timothy 5, 21.
How you doing? Alright. Nice. Come on.
1 Timothy 5 and 21.
Yeah.
I charge thee before the Most High.
Yo, why you walking in the street? Why you walking in the street?
You can walk right through him.
1 Timothy 5 and 21.
Right.
I charge thee before the Most High, and the Lord Yahushua Christ,
Right.
and the elect angels,
The Most High, Christ, and all the elect angels. This is the charge. Check this out. Read it.
that thou observe these things without preferring one before another,
You can't prefer one before another. Read it.
doing nothing by partiality.
Doing nothing by partiality. That's it. Hold on. Give me Acts, the 9th chapter. Acts, the 9th chapter. I want the last bit of that about Peter. I'm not sure the verse, right? Right here. Start right here. 32. Show me what you got.
Colossians 1:26.
Right? Because this is an example now about the apostleship of the Gentiles was committed to Paul. Check this out.
Colossians 1:26. Even the mystery which hath been hidden.
Hold on. Bring it back up. Starting from
Colossians 1:17.
right?
And he is before all things,
Right?
and by him all things consist.
Let's talk about Christ, man. Christ is before all things. By him, everything consists. Read on. How you feeling?
Hey, beloved.
All right. What's going on?
And he is the head of the body, the church,
Right.
who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead,
Right? The beginning and the firstborn from the dead. Talk about Christ, right? Read on that.
that in all things he might have the preeminence.
Right?
For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell,
Right?
and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself.
To reconcile everything unto himself. Everything to Christ. Everything is going to be made clean through the blood of Christ. Everything is going to be made pure through the blood of Christ. Anything, all things, in order to get redemption, in order to get clarity, you must get it through blood. What's up, Bot? How you feeling, man? All right? All right, George. My man. Yeah, all right, bro. You know.
Colossians 1:20.
Right?
And having made peace through the blood of his cross,
Right?
by him to reconcile all things unto himself.
Reconcile everything to himself.
By him, I say, whether they be in things in heaven or things in whether they be things in earth or things in heaven.
Doesn't matter where that. Everything's going to be subject unto Christ, the Lord, our Master, the head. Read on out.
And you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works.
Right? You were alienated. And you were sometimes alienated. And enemies in your mind. Enemies in your mind by wicked works. The things that you did. Oh, what you got? Give me Psalms, the 14th chapter from the top. The things that you did made you an enemy of the Lord. If you now went out and stole, you went to steal. You might have been ignorant of the Bible, but at the time, what some influence force or cause you to steal some things. So you did a burglary, a robbery, and a burglary. And now in your mind, you were satisfied with that because you feel like you profited. You got some jewelry, some merchandise, you sold it for some money. You became an enemy. In your mind, you became an enemy of the Lord. You became an enemy because of what you did. Even though you didn't even know it. You might be ignorant to the fact, but you became an enemy. Check this out.
Psalms 14:1.
Right?
The fool has said in his heart, there is no power.
That's what the fool have said. In his mind, there is no Father. He does not exist. Read on.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
These are corrupt people that have done abominable things in their lives. Read on.
There is none that doeth good.
They're corrupt. They do abominable things. And after they do them things, they say there is no Father. I got away with it. He said anybody that's called themselves a lesbian going to be put to death, or a faggot, but I'm still living. The guy came out here and said it. I'm gay Dave, and I still live, so the Bible's a lie. Because he got away with being gay. That's not the case. Give me 16, Proverbs 16, show them what you got.
Colossians 1:21.
Yes.
And you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works.
By wicked works. These are heathen. Read on.
Yet now hath he reconciled in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy, unblameable, and unreprovable in his sight.
And unreprovable in his sight. Holy, unblameable, and unreprovable in his sight. You can walk straight through, man. The Lord now have reconciled us and everybody in the earth to the Most High. Through his blood. Through the blood of Christ. Show what you got, huh?
If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel,
right,
which ye have heard.
Which ye have heard, if you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, read on.
And which was preached to every creature which is under heaven.
Right.
Whereof I, Paul, am made a minister.
Yes.